So here's my reaction to the released and retained list that Walsall have released this morning. Firstly, before I get into the video, it's looking like Matt Sadler's going to stay for the start of next season. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to another season of Sadler ball. And we'll wait and see what happens. It's going to get really interesting. Obviously, we'll go for the release and retain. Some of the decisions he's made here, I think, are very questionable. So yeah, at the moment it's looking like Matt Sadler's going to be in charge going into next season, which shouldn't be happening in my opinion. I think he should be obviously not the manager going into next season, but we'll wait and see what happens. So the players under contract going into next season are Connor Barrett, Jamie Jellis, Josh Gordon, Charlie Lakin, Brandon Comley, Levi Manchi, Taylor Allen, David Akagbu, Dylan Thomas are all under contract going into next season. I think some of them potentially could move on next season, likes of Taylor Allen, Jamie Jellis, Connor Barrett. I think they're all going to kind of attract interest in the summer from teams higher up. So we've got to keep hold of them. Some of them players in there as well, I would sell the likes of Brandon Comley, Josh Gordon. I think they should be kind of transfer listed going into the summer transfer window. But you got probably, 8, 9 players contracted at the football club currently. Other players that we're going to be keeping are 2 players that we've kind of triggered their option to another year in their contract. Rico Brown, Evan Weir. I'm actually happy with them too. I think obviously we've got Matt Sadler still in charge next season. I'm probably not going to get a chance at the start of the season. Obviously things can change in football, but they didn't get enough of a chance in my opinion. I think the games both of them played in, they didn't put a foot wrong. Rico Brown in the EFL trophy, I thought looked really solid, good on the ball. Evan Weir, go through the season, that goal line clearance against Notts County, some of the balls into the box, the assists, I think he's been a good player for us and I think he could kick on next season. Obviously, on to where we are discussing new contracts then. So we've offered contracts to Ryan Sturck, Sam Hornby, Liam Gordon, Albert Adama, Jamil Matt, Harry Williams, Ronan Mayer, Priestley Farquharson and Douglas James Taylor. I think there's some real questionable decisions in here personally. Ones that spring to mind: Jamil Matt, Priestley Farquharson, especially Priestley Farquharson. He's played 3 games all season. I know when he started the season he did look decent, but he's been injured for the whole season. I think that is a massive gamble to kind of keep him going into next season with his previous injury record as well. I'm not quite sure on that. I think he's on a good wage as well. So, yeah, that is questionable. Jamil Matt, I just don't get why we're trying to keep him at the football club personally. 1 goal in 18 games to finish the season. And Matt Sadler's kind of stubbornness to playing favourites. And he just kept on getting game after game, even though he's performing really poor. His legs have gone. I think he might retire, to be honest, Jamil Matt. But we'll wait and see. He's been offered a new deal. Likes of Ryan Sturck. I'd like to keep him around. Harry Williams, I think they need to stay. Albert Adama on a 1-year deal. I think that wouldn't be bad. But again, he's going to be on a high wage. Liam Gordon's been offered a new deal in here. Personally, I think he might move on. But we'll wait and see. He's been offered a new deal. Sam Hornby, been offered a new deal. Will he be number 1 next season or will he be another backup? We'll wait and see. Ronan May, I hope, kind of stays. I know I did put him in the kind of keep, sell, release video to release, but with a good manager who trusts the young players, he might do well next season. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. Obviously, it's looking like Matt Sadler's going to be in charge next season, which is not going to go down very well in the fan base. I've seen a few people online saying, forget the released and retained list, let's get rid of the manager first. And, you can kind of agree with them. I know, we've had a playoff campaign and all that, and people will say it's progression from last season. But is it really? We're still in League 2, going for a 7th season now. How it's happened going into the playoffs as well was unacceptable personally. And, yeah, it's actually kind of a big kind of move from Trevella, I think. Obviously, he's on a big contract, but to keep him in charge going to next season, the fans, they've got no hope at the moment. So it's going to be a kind of big start to next season already, thinking about that. Other players have been offered contract. Harry Williams, I'd like to keep him. Obviously, went off injured in the playoff final as well. So, we'll wait and see how that kind of injury, the length on that. And obviously, there's been rumours that he could be going to Scotland. Douglas James Taylor, I don't know why he's been offered a new deal. I think it'd have been right for all parties for him to move on and obviously just go and play at Drogheda where he's doing really well. Obviously, he might be in the plans next season. We'll wait and see on that. But we've got, 8 players there. We've got 8 or 9 players we've offered new deals to. The ones I'd want to stay is probably Ryan Sturck, Harry Williams, Ronan Mayer, and Albert Adama potentially. I think the rest, I think I'll just let go personally. But yeah, I wasn't expecting as many deals to be in discussions. Obviously, it doesn't mean they're going to stay at the football club. I saw Graham Alexander's put on in an interview saying we've got a few of the playoff teams players on the list to sign. So I think a lot of these players like Ryan Sturck, Liam Gordon, Harry Williams, I think will have interest from other sides as well. So we'll wait and see on that. Players that have been released, and we've got 4 players: Donovan Daniels, Jack Ewan, Danny Johnson and George Barrett. I think, I was expecting these to get released. Obviously, I was expecting a few others to kind of exit this summer on at the end of their contracts. Obviously, Oisha McKenty's leaving as well. I think they were looking to offer him a new deal, but he's got no intention of staying. I think he's going to Hearts. And McKenty, I think he's a good player on his day, but I don't think he's quite been at it this season in terms of consistency. He's had a few injuries as well, but has all my best wishes going forward. Donovan Daniels, I think, has been a solid kind of servant for Walsall, in that back line. He's had his injury problems over the last 18 months or so, so that was the right time to move on. Jack Ewan as well, good player on his day, too injury prone for my liking. Danny Johnson, just gutted out how it hasn't really worked out for him, and if you look at his statement that he's put out today, he's basically thanking the Walsall fans. He appreciates the support, thanking the players. And he's also said, I'm just glad that this kind of period of his career is over now, which that statement, if you want to go and read it on his Twitter and Instagram, that's definitely a kind of a direct kind of message to Matt Sadler, the way he's been treated. Personally, I think it's an absolute disgrace for his career. He's wasted 2 years and it should have worked out better, because he's personally the permanent strikers we've got at the club, and just the strikers at the club currently, he's the best striker out of all of them, and he hasn't been getting the game time. I think it's an absolute disgrace. And then obviously, loan players that are going back: George Hall, Alfie Chang, Nathan Asimwe, Tommy Simkin, Darius Lipsuk, Ethan Wheatley and Ellis Harrison. So, again, it's going to be a big rebuild, I think, in the summer going forward. Jensen Kilroy's been offered a new professional contract as well, and I think Charlie Ragg, I think they've triggered an option to another year in his deal. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm surprised at some of the ones we've offered new deals to, the likes of Farquharson. I was kind of expecting Jamil Matt, but I just don't think he can be leading the line going into next season. Some of the others as well, I was expecting just to kind of reject any kind of discussions of a new deal and just move on. But I think a few of them will. I think there's going to be kind of a big turnover in our players going forward. But yeah, obviously, mood around the football club at the moment isn't great. It's got to be a big sum, and they've got to invest Trevella now. This is where I think they see if they're really bothered about getting Walsall promoted this summer or not. They've got to not even spend, they've just got to recruit some top quality players for the level on permanent deals. So they've learnt the lesson about, kind of the loan, the market. You got to use that a bit better, personally, and just, have them as kind of squad players, not relying on key positions on your pitch, your goalkeeper and your striker being loan players. There should be permanent players and ones we can develop going forward. I've always thought that, and it should be the case next season. Wait and see. And I wish all the best to Donovan Daniels, Jack Ewan, Danny Johnson, George Barrett as well. He's also been released. And yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. There's going to be a new squad going forward. Looking like Matt Sadler's going to be staying. We'll wait and see kind of the reaction in the fan base. It's not great at the moment. I think I did a poll on the Vital Walsall. 85% pretty much want Matt Sadler gone. So pretty much his job at the moment is going to be massive pressure if he's in charge next season at the start. It's massive pressure from the start next season to get results straight away. I think if we go, 3 or 4 games without a win, the place is going to turn toxic. Big summer, big kind of questions to be answered by everyone at the football club now. But there's a released and retained list. Kind of surprised at how many we've offered deals to. But we'll wait and see. I think some of them will move on as well, what's happened this season. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave in the comments your thoughts on the released and retained list, and up the Saddlers.